recently contacted by Tamar Braxton's team, who reported a very traumatic injury. She woke up in a pool full of blood, saw many fractured teeth on her floor.
I wanted to avoid everything with Taymar because y'all kept hounding me. Taymar, Taymar, Taymar. Name a planet where people start accusing you of doing something nefarious to somebody and you just sit back and you don't say anything.
Tamar Braxton might have just exposed Funky Dineva for setting her up, and the way this drama spiraled has everyone picking sides. Just last week, Tamar shocked fans when she revealed she'd been rushed to the hospital after a scary accident at home. She said she woke up in a pool of blood with a fractured nose and missing teeth. But instead of sympathy, the internet started connecting dots, pointing out that Taymar had just been spotted with Funky Dineva the night before. That's when whispers started that maybe he knew more than he was letting on. Now, instead of shutting those rumors down, Funky lit them up even more. He went on YouTube, refused to even say Taymar's name, and hinted that her accident might have been nothing more than a PR stunt. From there, it turned into a mess. Funky began exposing private conversations, blasting Taymar for not clearing his name and threatening to drag her publicly, all while Taymar was still recovering. So now the question is, was this just messy drama between friends? Or did Taymar accidentally pull the curtain back on someone who was never really in her corner?
Even if you didn't want to say nothing publicly, you could have said something privately. Like, damn, friend, you caught up. The whole while I'm being accused of not being a friend to you.
It all started with Taymar's shocking post about her accident. She told fans she'd been found at home in a pool of blood with her nose fractured and several teeth missing. She admitted she couldn't even remember how it happened, which made it sound even scarier. Now, the internet detectives wasted no time. They quickly pointed out that just hours before this accident, Taymar had been seen out with Funky Dineva. And once people put that together, the rumors started flying. Some began suggesting maybe Funky knew more about what went down than he was saying. And just to show you how fast the rumors started spinning, check out this clip where they're already calling Taymar's accident a publicity stunt.
A lot of people, even with this video, still don't believe that this is real. They still don't believe that this is the thing that actually happened to Taymar. They believe that it is a publicity stunt.
It didn't help that other names started getting dragged in too. Whispers spread that Taymar had been seen around Mendices, and some fans even tossed Yandy's name into the mix, hinting at drama between them. So instead of Taymar's accident just being about her recovery, it turned into this whole messy story where people were accusing everyone around her of being involved, and at the center of it all, Funky Dineva. And to make it even messier, Taymar herself jumped online, trying to downplay the talk about her and Mendices, reminding folks they're just friends.
And then that ain't the only fire, because what's going on with her and Mendici? I seen something that and that's why I was so mad when I even seen it. It looks like it looked like a trailer to a reality show or a music video, but it's like you never know what's real or what's fake. Like, why are we? What's happening? Because if you know everything that's going on in Love and Hip Hop, right?
With Yandy and Mendici and the
it's like then this comes out.
Yes.
Now what?
So basically, she says that Mendices is her friend, and when she posted that, she capitalized friend.
The whispers got so loud that fans expected Funky to jump online and defend Taymar, or at least clear his own name. But what he actually did, that's what made this story explode even bigger. First off, he wouldn't even call Taymar by her name. He kept referring to her as the lady. Now, if this was just some random person, maybe it wouldn't be that deep. But Taymar isn't some random, that's supposed to be his friend. So fans immediately side-eyed it. Why are you talking about her like she's a stranger? Why not just say Taymar? And here's the part that really rubbed people the wrong way. Funky on live stream calling Taymar the lady instead of using her name.
My response was, I don't know what happened to the lady. All I know is the lady called me and asked me for Dr. Heavenly phone number because she said 4 teeth was missing. I don't know what happened to the lady.
When people called him out, Funky's excuse was, that's just how he talks about everybody. But the timing made it look cold. You're watching your friend being accused online of faking an accident, and instead of shutting down the noise, you distance yourself with that lady? It looked shady, and fans didn't hold back. And then he took it a step further. Funky went on Instagram, posting that infamous caption where he basically promised he was about to read Taymar down to the ground. Not only did he say it publicly, he tagged her in the mess. At that point, it wasn't about rumors anymore. It was about Funky making it clear he had his own issue with Taymar, and he was ready to air it out. For Taymar's fans, this felt like betrayal. Instead of protecting her while she was down, Funky started setting the stage to drag her. And if you thought that post was bad, it was nothing compared to what came next. Because Funky didn't stop at shade, he went on his YouTube channel and started dropping receipts that made Taymar look even worse. He claimed that when the accident news first hit, he actually reached out to Taymar directly. According to him, he texted her, tried to check in, and even showed her screenshots of what people online were saying about him. Remember, blogs and fans were pointing fingers at him, suggesting he might have been involved in Taymar's injuries. Funky said he wanted Taymar to step in and clear his name so he wouldn't keep getting dragged.
Over the weekend, after she said, I'm in the hospital, I said, you know what? Get well soon. I'm gonna do my best to enjoy Miami and go on about my business. I'm steady texting and calling different people in the crew. Nobody's answering the phone for me. One person texted me back a few hours later and was like, you know, I was busy, sorry, and just gave me a very vague, y'all should talk. The other person not answering the phone at all.
But according to him, Taymar didn't give him what he needed. He said she went ghost on him. One minute she'd text back about something random, but the second he brought up the accident or asked her to clear his name, she allegedly went quiet. Funky even claimed he gave her a deadline. Either she posts something to shut down the rumors, or he was going to go public himself. And when she didn't respond the way he wanted, he hit that go live button. On YouTube, he aired out their private conversations. He showed how he'd been texting her team and getting no replies. He admitted he felt like collateral damage in her mess, and he accused her of letting him take the heat while she focused on promoting her new project.
Or maybe if there's nothing to be in on, the fact that you were willing to just sit back and let me be collateral damage and all of this.
Fans watching were split. Some agreed with Funky, saying he had the right to defend himself. Others thought it was foul to throw Taymar under the bus when she was literally recovering from an accident. One person even commented, "We have been knowing that Taymar is not okay. Who could trust her as a friend? The woman who cried wolf." Another fan added, "That lady thrives on chaos. I don't understand why anyone can still want to be friends with her." Either way, it had people talking, and the story started snowballing. But just when it looks like the drama might settle down, Taymar decided to shake things up. Out of nowhere, she dropped the trailer for her new project. It was a promo clip for her EP and film, and in that trailer, not only was Mendices in it, her mom was in it, but so was Funky Dineva himself. Now, this is where things got really awkward. Because remember, Funky was already upset that people thought he had something to do with Taymar's accident. And then Taymar puts out this glossy promo where his face pops up like everything's fine. Fans were confused and Funky was heated. Instead of being excited about the project, Funky blasted Taymar all over again. He called the whole thing a 2-bit PR stunt. He said Taymar was basically using her accident and all the drama around it to get attention for her music, and he just so happened to be caught in the crossfire. He went as far as to say people would now think he was part of the stunt because his name and face were attached to her video. And to show you just how hard Funky went in, here's the clip where he flat out says people were accusing him of being part of Taymar's so-called PR stunt.
I'm getting text messages saying, okay, now wait, what's going on with you in this video? And I said, see, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this video was gonna come out, and then the narrative was gonna shift to they did all of this for a PR stunt and he in the video. They.
And y'all, Funky did not hold back. He dragged the project itself, calling it tired and raggedy, and made it clear he felt used. He said Taymar wasn't being a friend. She was letting blogs and fans throw dirt on his name while she stayed quiet and pushed her work. For Taymar, this was a mess. She probably thought dropping the trailer would pull the focus back on her music, but it did the opposite. It just made Funky even more mad and gave him more reason to drag her. Fans were all over it online, saying this didn't even look like drama anymore. It looked like a real fallout between two people who were supposed to be close. One fan even said, "You can tell in his voice that he is genuinely hurt by this. I'm so sorry, Q." Another added, "The way she treat her family, y'all can't think she would ever be a good friend to anyone." After letting Funky run his mouth for days, Taymar finally responded, and she did it her way. She hopped on Instagram and posted a series of messages straight from the heart. In one post, she tagged Funky directly and said that no matter what he was saying about her, she still loved him. She explained that while she was in the hospital, she honestly had no idea what people were accusing him of online. She admitted that maybe she should have spoken up sooner, but at the time, she was just focused on recovering. Then came the part fans were waiting for. Tamar flat out denied that her accident was staged. She said she did not fake what happened, she did not pull a PR stunt, and she hated that anyone would even suggest such a thing. She told her supporters that the accident was real and painful, and that she wouldn't ever joke or play with something so serious. Tamar also made it clear that she wasn't looking for drama. In her own words, she just wanted peace, healing, and the space to move forward. She reminded everyone she's been through too much to keep fighting with people, especially with someone she once called a friend. For her fans, it was bittersweet. On one hand, they were relieved she finally said something and shut down the PR stunt rumor, but on the other, they felt like her response was way too soft compared to how hard Funky had been dragging her. While she was posting about love and peace, he was online calling her projects raggedy and threatening to read her to the ground. And if Taymar thought her calm response would put an end to it, she was wrong. Because Funky wasn't satisfied, and the way he responded showed he wasn't letting go of this feud anytime soon. After she posted her messages about loving him and denying the PR stunt rumors, Funky took to social media again to get the last word. This time, he reposted Taymar's story where she tagged him, and he basically said, "That's all I wanted." According to Funky, it wasn't about drama, it was about the principle. He wanted her to defend him the same way he felt like he'd defended her in the past. He made it clear he wasn't going to let anyone use his name for mess and then act like he's disposable. On one hand, Funky said he forgave Taymar. He even told her he wished her a speedy recovery and hoped her new project did well. But the way he worded it, fans caught the shade. He slipped in little jabs about not being toyed with or treated like the other bloggers, and it definitely didn't sound like things were fully squashed. To a lot of people, it looked like Funky was trying to close the book on the drama publicly, while still making sure Taymar knew he wasn't one to play with. Almost like he wanted to appear unbothered, but couldn't resist throwing one more dig before moving on. Fans, of course, didn't buy the peace act. They flooded the comments saying Funky had already said too much, that he'd crossed lines no real friend should cross, and that reposting Taymar's tag didn't erase the shade he'd already thrown. By this point, the back and forth wasn't just shade anymore. It was showing the cracks in what everyone thought was a real friendship. Taymar went from calling Funky her friend to hinting that he left her hanging when she needed him most. Funky went from trying to defend himself to dragging her in a way that felt personal. That's when fans started asking the bigger question. Was this just two friends falling out, or was Taymar really saying Funky had a hand in setting her up? Because when you put it all together, the accident, the silence, the shade, and the way Funky kept turning it back on her, it didn't look like support, it looked like betrayal. And Taymar hinting at that setup made people think this was way deeper than just rumors. At the end of the day, Taymar is still healing, Funky is still talking, and whatever friendship they had is basically gone. But the way this played out, it's hard not to see Taymar's words as more than just a clap back. Maybe she was finally exposing the truth about someone who was never really on her side.